The minority in Parliament are filing a motion to prevent Parliament from vetting the new Chief Justice. This video is brought to you by Your Action Plan for Weight Loss. Now, this is a book. So, what you mean with Fusun? And now, oh, the phobia ne Fusun biana mesrao. Sa book we a better on Yama miensa. Now, the Yama miensa ne soa, mema 1 month. We funi ni na beko form. In fact, omo to book no AD dance here. Say latest by 1 week, 2 weeks, they are seeing massive improvements. Upe book ni biato amesre for 055-807-4986 and I WhatsApp at that same number. Book ni 100 cedis per. If you are watching me on YouTube, there is a link in the comment box. You can click on that link and get the book in different formats. Now, Yanko in Semlimo. So this is the story. I'll say minority files motion to suspend all processes regarding vetting and approval of Justice Baffoe Bonnie as the Chief Justice. Now, for people who don't know, Yenim say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama weeks ago appointed Baffoe Bonnie, who is the acting Chief Justice, to become the substantive Chief Justice. Now, say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama yes and who say get to talk on no asanso court. Akako file motion say prevented Baffoe Bonnie from becoming a Chief Justice, right? Now, no na what you yet say Parliament asheda say Baffoe Bonnie ye baba bevetino. Na no not say ye vetino. I mean, technically, you see, the vetting committee, NDC for the doors also. We had the encran at the end of the day, ye veti we NPP force wa mon penekrana. NDC numbers, they can just rail their way through and then they will get it done. Technically, Baffoe Bonnie has to go through the processes. But yen say, as His Excellency John Dramani Mahama selecting in India, as far as one kwan he will become the Chief Justice. Okay, basically and no not to say it is done. Bende, you say the minority a MPP4 a file motion say in say Baffoe Bonnie or better than the Chief Justice. Now the reasons in Tia Wamo Kasano and say get to talk on is in court. Now me say ye chief from minority for Nankasa Ano. And I have a very simple question for them. And you want to wait for that question. Yentia minority for Nankasa and some more can yentia Baffoe Bonnie. May vetino.
The minority has served notice on the clerk to Parliament that we have a motion for the Speaker to consider the suspension of all activities, both at the Parliamentary Select Committee on appointments and the plenary, on anything that has to do with the consideration of the nomination of Justice Baffoe Bonnie as the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, having regard to the fact that there are a lot of uncompleted issues regarding the removal of Justice Tokonu as the Chief Justice. And we think that it is right that when you have matters still pending in the matter, you do not bring closure just like that. In Parliament, it is stopped by our own, standing orders from considering matters which are still pending before the courts. Currently, Justice Tokonu has about 6 pending cases at various courts, high courts, all the way to the Supreme Court, and she has 3 pending cases at the ECOWAS courts.
In total, 9 cases, right?
For good order's sake, it's very, very important that we finish and complete exhaustively all matters that are still pending before we consider the nomination of the acting Chief Justice. It is in the best interest of democracy and rule of law, and indeed it is also in the best interest of Justice Baffoe Bonnie as he is being considered for consideration as a Chief Justice, that whatever has been done to Justice Tokonu may be done to him. So it's important that he takes his time. We don't need to be in a hurry. I think that there is a lot of haste.
And then whatever has been done to Tokonu may be done to Baffoe Bonnie. Now Baffoe Bonnie no say enjoy no call retirement. Mokasati said the Baffoe Bonnie no. he'll be sitting down for, or say NPP, Mobile Bemo, still Baffoe Bonnie will be at the Supreme Court. Baffoe Bonnie will just be going for retirement, I mean, next year or something, right? Anyway, what the end to us?
Haste, unnecessary haste in the whole procedure that is going through, and then we believe that it is our time that we halt all processes until the exhaustive completion of all other pending matters, before we take the vetting of the acting Chief Justice. So basically, that is what we have for you. We tabled the motion yesterday.
So basically, for people who don't understand, NPP4 say, get to talk on our court cases bako 6. Yina ye as Chief Justice no. Our court cases bako 6. Ewa Ghana ha. Osanso our court cases bako 3 ewa West Africa. In total no get to talk on our cases 9. Nti ni kwa say you're selecting new Chief Justice. Nti yenkwe ni endi 9 cases ni wi ansa na selecting new Chief Justice. Na me person bi say NPP4 say sebe previous. Sebe. Obi a sebe ne nyansa. Obi a ne nyansa eye kete te say pin. Obi a ne nyansa ye kete te say pin onumpo. Woka ade we tre na obepene. Me be say NPP4. Obi a ne nyansa ye kete ne nyansa ye hata te say paper. Woka ansem we tre na onumpo bepene. You in a country where we don't have we have an acting Chief Justice, but we don't have a substantive Chief Justice. You are telling us that we should wait. Oh, Kajen, you are telling us we should wait for all the court cases that could go well within 10-20 years. You are telling us we should wait for 10-20 years before we appoint a Chief Justice. Amona Eyana sometimes more for politics and to more ba online be press conference ni nyamana. Eyana sometimes more new who say Ghana for na ye new mokasa no eni bia ba Ghana for today ye kana say. And the ECOWAS court ya kin omo suspend the case no indefinitely. No one knows when the case will be called. If it is next 4 years, if it is next 10 years, next 20 years, no one actually knows. You are telling us that we should wait. We shouldn't appoint a Chief Justice. The judiciary shouldn't move on. The judiciary should wait just because of one person. Now we are catching and say it is in the name of democracy. What democracy? It is in the name of selfishness. Now how sure are we say even if 6 cases we cry no, what the emphasis say 6 cases no, it did 1 year. How sure are we say based on a new huntino get to talk on will not file extra additional cases? At least that is what we've seen. Cases no, she keeps filing additional cases. And then Akieti Chroma now 50 years on, say Yankopon Bema Yen Kwankrano, now get to talk on Gusu file case no. Yes, as a 1 year crana, ne mabe file yaman. Nebusian for still ebe file case no. Meboa. Intina no 50 years to come, crano still not gonna yenya Chief Justice DNTR because get to talk on Nebusian for Gusu file case. Now, how does this even make sense? Now I'm pinning for in the name of politics. Yababe organize a press conference. You see, a filing motion. Say court cases nini na now court cases no in we are any say selecting new Chief Justice. Ever my benso, crew benso. Obi hunti. The whole entire judiciary should not move forward. Obi asem hunti. Judiciary no. Man money nkonenim. We sat in this country. Asem etumiko kopie ewo Supreme Court. Omutumima ruling. And look at Yachikwe's in the no. Yatumima ruling eka se oh dabi for the interest of Omaininti. Oh the Emma the Nenkoso. Now e-levy case no, is that not what they told us? Na ya na NPP for muhun is a Ghana for Yejimiana. Is that not what the court told Ghana for e-levy there no? Because NPP passed the e-levy whilst they didn't have the numbers. Ya call courts. And you can say, Omuni numbers no. Courts are some, certain not, and yet get to talk on Nuna Newo. Courts are some more kind of say, and oh dear, Mummy and Gigi e-levy no. For now, ne dear e-levy no yen to minga se no hunti ye jaje. Mudia Mummy and Gigi. Inti, se case ne bani atina case ne so near dear assembly we. Near Coco Hune say. Indeed. Moi mudi case na ban mo asem ye da. Na no 11 na ye di kan agege no. Ya sanso ache biom amagana for. Enya sa na court e kan e. Eno no court ne ka say oh, ye di case na ban ti mo de mo ntwa ma mo ngigi 11 answer. Mo ntwa ne ndi case ni wie. Because the court didn't allow that because they knew. Say ye 10 years time to come and I still ye be the case na. Not just say for 10 years no, ye ngigi 11 ma ban na. And so the court knew said that yanya ne sa emma o man nkoso to ka se yengu sunjiji 11 no na ende mo ba se get to tokonu ono ne de yen twen manya appointment judiciary no should be held at a standstill until see ebedi ni case na wie eya na mu refi mu hu NPP 4 eya na mu refi mu hu. You people have no shame. Se mo ya press conference amu ni shame. Montena senwe hu ne say eh ade we kra yen time kra de na esi ye ade we aye koye ye gu ye hu animu ase o na mo ade mo kan enso nsem mo ano. The whole judiciary should wait for 9 cases to be exhausted and sana he appointed chief justice. Meanwhile, you know that those 9 cases could take well within 10 years, could be argued within 10 years. So we should wait for 10 years before we appoint a new chief justice. Why? Because your government is not in power. Charlie, inyama bi wo ho amamonka. Na enyame wawa say enu nti na wo he press conference na wo mo ye no. Na NPP MPs na na ejina ni bakro nechi.
The minority
amu ye 4 before say 5 be. And me sa MPs we ubi zanwa me I don't know them. Omo ni na mi nim omo de okasa ni mi nim no. De ojina nechi ni mi nim no. The original and me nim no the original hey Misha omuni na wo krom kra me I will never know some your MPs me who almost some your MPs I will never know amonya sa aje for montre mo ajo comment box ni mo. That's it.